Heaven, bo Schleven in the heaven. Alright, heaven, everyone. This is Tycoon Wibby, and today we're going to keep teaching actually thinking and speaking in yes. And of course, as the base of thinking and speaking in yes, we've talked about it in many of the other videos before this. And so we get to the meat of the matter. And I named chapter 1 the comparison because we're going to compare yes mind words with the anti yes mind words. Yes? And yes, this was back in the beginning when I was still, yes, dealing with typing out words like this. Yes, I just refuse to do that anymore. And so we can see here in the definition of a word what goes on in a heaven mind, because a yes mind speaks a lot of heaven. So a lot of heaven going on in that mind, right? And the anti-yes mind speaks a lot of the anti-heaven. Yes, and there's a lot of this going on. And we can see that heaven is defined as supreme happiness, utmost happiness, bliss, very pleasing. Yes, and we see that yes, the anti-heaven mind thinks in torment and misery, very difficult situations, great suffering, extremely the opposite of pleasant. Yes. And so we come down here and there are more words. The statistical variation of the usage of these words is great. So we point them out and we point out their definitions. Yes, once again, a thinking person thinks about the words with which they are thinking. Yes, and in a yes mind, we speak a lot of bless, a lot of God bless it, a lot of bless, right? And the anti-yes mind speaks a lot of words that go with the anti-heaven mind. Yes, so we see that bless is defined as to bestow good of any kind upon anything, to pass on prosperity or happiness, express or feel gratitude, and look at what the anti-yes mind is thinking, what the anti-heaven mind is thinking, what the anti-blessed mind is thinking. Look at these words. Yes, ruin, ruin, doomed, failure, right? And this is a big one right here, right? Yes minds speak and have. Yes, we are having. The anti-yes minds speak in this. Yes, I just refuse to even say that. And our word for this is have. Yes? And so you can see that the definition of have is to possess. Yes? To own. Hold use of. And look at this, the definition of this word. Without. Deficient. That. 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 Yes, and you see why the world is the way it is. They are focusing on these geometric expressions instead of these geometric expressions. Yes? How many times a day do you use this word? Yes? In yes minds, we only use this word. Or we use yes. Yes. And this word here, horrible word. Horrible. Horrible vibrations. This is how the ugly is built. Because the ugly can only be built with that which can make ugly. This vibration is what you must use to build and make ugly. Yes? This video's got to be as long as this got to be, yeah. And so you see that in a yes mind, you speak yes. In a anti-yes mind, you speak this. What is the definition of this word? This. This. It should be blowing your mind. Or this. What kind of thoughts are you thinking all day? I bet they look like this. Yes. I bet those thoughts look like that. Yes. Your imaginings are this and this. Horrible. Yes. Because with a yes mind, what are we thinking? Oh, Affirming. It's all affirming, right? Give assent to, give approval to. It's all approving. Yes. And just once again, and of course, this word here. I had to make that word up. Yes. And it goes back to this word here. Excuse me. Yes. We look at the etymology of the word yes, the history of the word yes, and we see that it's this right here. Yes, about 9 Benji, Middle English. It was once used as yes and yis. Yes, Old English. Yes. Yes. And so I just took that in the same structure with which we made this. Yes, and I made this because it is said just as yes, because it is yes. Yes, the K is silent. Yes. And it's to affirm clearly and with certainty. We are affirming here with this particular mind thought, with this particular mind pattern, you are apprehending what you fighting for. Yes? There are zero solids here. Literally, by definition of fact, there is but one thing. And once again, we use the word assistance instead of this word. What? What? Why y'all like to use words with that in it? Like y'all love it. You love it. It's weird. How long does it take you to see the geometries that come with particular vibrations? Yes? Oh, oh yes. You done forgot that all of your speech is just a vibration. And they obey the laws of physics. Yes? So we see that we come down here, and I put this in here because it was the same thing in our salutation. We say heaven, heaven, or yes, we say heaven high. Yes? Or you guys, once again, you put it right there in your greeting. Weird. Yes? And once again, we use kinsman or kinswoman while you guys use, once again, words that have the negative vibrations in them. You guys just love those vibrations that are literally defined negatively. Yes? It's like you even made this up. Like, what do we have so many of those words for? You guys really like those geometric expressions? Because they suck. And you yes it. Right? Even this word here surprised me. Agitated? Yes? One, it was alluded to alcoholism. Weird. Use enthusiasm. Yes? Much better word for you. And this word here. If a word has too many definitions, it was propagated by stupid. Leave it be. Yeah? And you see all these words here. All these words, there is zero way yes minds ever even use these words. What are these geometric expressions? Yes, those are what backward minds are doing. So that was the end of chapter 1. And it showed you in representation by the actual definition and etymology of the words what they are. And if you say, I am these particular energies, right? You say, hey, I'm that energy, whatever, right? That's your choice. But stop asking me to pretend like life's going to turn out to have good geometric expressions with you. Stop that, yes? Good geometric expressions, happy times, happy lives, yes? Come with these minds. These minds are the ones who will be experiencing the good, beautiful expressions of the look of them, yes, and the feel of them. So I thought it was good to just directly compare what a yes mind is doing and what an anti-yes mind is doing. Yes, because when you look at the definitions of the words, you can absolutely clearly see why things are the way they are when you have your proper base. Yes, what is the essence of eternity? Vibrations. Yes. How are futures made? How are presents made? What is the past? All things are pre-built. In order to experience anything, it must have been there before. You got there to be in it and experience it. Everything is on the frame rate. The frame rate is that which is. Yes, it's a database access in our terms and senses. Yes. So this has been once again thinking and speaking in yes. Heaven, heaven. I love you all.